My name is Skye Sterling.
Charge 200 jurals.
Right now, I was dying on an operating table.
Mr. Kensington, your wife is in danger. Please come to the hospital.
The nurse was calling my husband, Liam Kensington. But it wasn't my husband who answered. It was his mistress. Liam and I are bathing. Skye faking illness for sympathy? How pathetic. The line went dead. A second later, so did my heart. Suddenly, I opened my eyes. I was reborn, back to the morning of our first wedding anniversary. You're awake. Mr. Kensington wants you ready by 7. He sent this dress. Mary held a white dress, high-necked, long-sleeved, and shapeless. A dress for a ghost. He wants you to look modest, plain. He doesn't want you distracting from the charity work. In my past life, I wore it. I wore it and let his mistress, Seraphina Miller, steal all the thunder. Get out. Excuse me?
I said, get out.
I ripped the dress with a sudden, violent motion.
Have you gone mad? Mr. Kensington chose that himself.
His taste is terrible. And you're fired. I took a red dress from the closet and changed into it. The woman in the mirror was dazzling. Skye, everything starts over. A vintage Bentley pulled up to the red carpet. The door opened, and I stepped out in the red dress.
That's Mrs. Kensington?
The cameras flashed wildly. I completely stole the spotlight that was meant for Seraphina. Upstairs in the VIP booth, Alistair Thorne was watching.
Who says she's a doormat? I think she's a bomb waiting to detonate.
The charity gala auction was held as scheduled.
Next up for auction, the West Harbor Industrial Zone. Starting bid, $50 million.
The room burst into laughter because this land was the armpit of the city. 100 million. Everyone looked at me in disbelief, and Liam frantically tried to stop me.
Are you crazy? That land is worthless.
No one knew that this land would be rezoned 6 months later, and the price would rise 2,000%. It's my trust fund, Liam. It's my freedom how to use it.
100 million. Sold!
You have ruined us.
If you're so worried about finances, Liam, maybe we should separate our assets. Let's get a divorce.
What did you say?
Liam, enjoy your few remaining peaceful days. I left the gala, but what I didn't expect was that Liam froze our joint account. To raise enough funds, I came to Alistair Thorne's turf, the Obsidian Club.
This is a members-only area, Mrs. Kensington. You can't go in.
I took a pen from my clutch and wrote a note, North Seaport. Container 404. It's not textiles.
Give this to Mr. Thorne.
Please.
Soon, I was led inside.
Container 404 has contraband weapons hidden in the silk. I'm very curious how you knew about this.
I have insiders. In my past life, this scandal broke 5 years later.
Why are you telling me this?
I need 80 million.
This information, in my opinion, isn't worth 80 million.
You give me 80 million now, and in 3 months, I'll not only pay you back 80 million, but I'll also give you this land.
I don't need money, Mrs. Kensington. I have more money than God. I need amusement.
What do you want me to do?
Liam is hosting the International Trade Gala next week. He invited the entire city, except me.
You want an invitation?
No. I want you to burn it down for me.
Mr. Thorne, that's a piece of cake. I'm glad to.
Don't disappoint me, Oricus.
Orica. That was my dark web code name. Hearing him just casually drop it like that made me nervous. My name is Skye.
Is that so? We'll see.
1 week later, I was in my study, reviewing the architectural plans for that trash land.
Mr. Kensington sent this. He expects you to be ready at 7. And he said, no red.
Lee was Liam's personal assistant. He threw the garment bag on the floor casually.
Pick it up.
I'm an assistant, not a housekeeper.
I picked up my phone. This is Skye Sterling Kensington. Revoke Lee's access immediately. He's fired. I walked over to the garment bag and unzipped it. The dress was gray, like something a Victorian widow would wear to a funeral. The gala was held at the City Museum. Seraphina wasn't invited, but she was wearing a volunteer badge. Seraphina accidentally bumped into the gardener, and a vase fell to the ground, shattering into pieces.
Watch where you're going, you old fool!
Miss, I'm so sorry, but you bumped into me.
I did not. You bumped into me. Do you know that vase is worth millions?
Seraphina? What happened?
He pushed me. He broke $1 million vase. He has to pay.
I put down my wine glass and walked into the center of the crowd. I picked up a large shard and ran my thumb over the broken edge. A 19th century repredation.
Mrs. Kensington is completely correct. During large events, we only display replicas for security.
I didn't know. A tall man with silver hair walked over.
This is absolutely unacceptable. This woman is hysterical. She should be thrown out.
Monsieur Steven, veuillez pardonner cette interruption. C'était un accident malheureux causé par la maladeuge de l'invité. Le jardinière n'est pas en faute.
You speak French, madame?
I lived in Paris for a year. Your art collection is magnificent.
Since when do you speak French?
Since I stopped waiting for you to come home for dinner. I walked away, leaving him standing next to a sobbing Seraphina and a pile of broken pottery shards. The gala moved into the entertainment portion.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a slight problem. Our scheduled pianist, Mr. Black, has taken ill. Is there anyone willing to come up and play a piece?
Skye took lessons as a kid. Make her do it.
The spotlight swung to me. I knew she wanted me to go up there and embarrass myself. Fine. I walked onto the stage and slowly closed my eyes. Heavy, dark notes thundered through the entire room. When the final note concluded, thunderous applause erupted.
Damn it! How can she play the piano so well?
I walked out of the hall. Just as I turned the corner, a hand grabbed my arm.
You played that for me.
I played it for myself.
He reached into his pocket and slipped a small card into my purse.
The card has the 80 million you wanted.
Pleasure doing business.
The gala ended in a torrential downpour. Liam dragged a sobbing Seraphina toward his car.
It's all her fault! She made me this way!
Stop it. Get in the car.
Are you coming home, Liam?
She's distraught. I need to take her to her apartment. She shouldn't be alone.
So you're leaving your wife in the rain?
You have a driver. Stop being dramatic. Go home.
He slammed the car door and sped off. I stood alone in the rain. My driver wasn't there. Liam must have dismissed him earlier. He was getting back at me for Seraphina, a sleek black Maybach pulled up to the curb. Alistair was sitting inside.
Get in.
I opened the door and slid inside.
Kensington Manor.
The car arrived at the gates of the manor. The house was dark. Liam wasn't back yet. Thank you. I closed the car door, and the car slowly disappeared into the rain. I turned and walked toward the gate keypad. I punched in the code. A hand grabbed me from behind. A rag soaked in drugs was pressed against my mouth and nose. Soon, I passed out. Liam's phone rang. An unknown number.
Who is this?
We have your wife. Give me $50 million, or she dies.
I was tied to a metal chair in a warehouse. The air smelled of sulfur and rot. I looked around. A bomb was strapped to the pillar behind me. Clearly, Alistair's ex-head of security, Silas, kidnapped me.
You're awake. Your husband is stalling. He cares more about his money than your life.
He won't pay.
Then you die.
Skye!
The door burst
Skye!
open. Liam rushed in.
Let her go!
Give me money first. 50 million. I can't give that much cash instantly. I need time. No money? Then you all die.
Suddenly, a shadow dropped down from the ceiling rafters. Alistair landed behind Silas. He kicked Silas down. Silas screamed and fired. The bullet hit the bomb timer. The numbers started scrolling fast. Liam turned and ran.
The drain!
Alistair pushed me into the drain, and then he jumped down himself. The explosion roared, and the world turned white. I woke up in a hotel room. The phone rang. The caller ID said, Kensington Manor. Hello?
Mrs. Kensington expects you at the manor immediately.
An hour later, I stood just inside the heavy oak doors of the Kensington Manor study. Beatrice Kensington, Liam's grandma, threw a newspaper at my feet.
Explain this.
The newspaper had the news report about me buying that land.
$100 million on a toxic dump? Are you trying to destroy this family?
I didn't. I just wanted to show Liam that I could help the family business grow better.
Skye, from now on, the most important thing for you is to produce an heir. Understand?
Yes, I understand. The moment I exited the room, the fear on my face instantly disappeared. No one knew my weakness just now was an act. Liam stumbled into the foyer.
Did anyone call the police?
The moment he saw me, he froze.
Skye? You're here?
Where else would I be?
But the warehouse, the explosion, the timer, I thought...
I didn't say a word. I just turned and walked to my room. In the room, I opened my laptop. There was a notification. University application submission closing in 1 hour. I submitted my university application. From now on, I would become the true heiress of the Sterling family. Beatrice had arranged dinner, a forced attempt at reconciliation. But Seraphina called.
Liam, I had a nightmare. I'm all alone and scared.
I'm coming. I'll be there in 20 minutes.
He left, without a moment's hesitation, abandoning me once again. Liam finally discovered my entrance exam application. He found me at the university.
Skye, what are you doing? Quit the exam. Go home now.
No.
You'll embarrass the entire Kensington family!
Liam, you're wrong. I am reclaiming the life I threw away for you. The exam began. Ethan sat behind me, tapping my chair with his pen.
Hey, beautiful. What's the answer to the third question?
I didn't turn around, but he kept poking me. My heel drove precisely into his shin.
Ow!
30 minutes later, I handed in my paper.
Look, everyone! Skye's walked out after only 30 minutes. She definitely cheated.
She was holding up her phone, live streaming. I walked toward the camera. Tiffany, are you aware that filming on university grounds for commercial gain without a permit violates the student code of conduct? What? Tell Seraphina that if she wants to spy on me, she should come herself. Sending minions? Tassie. The Sterling family held their annual banquet. Relatives surrounded me like vultures. Heard you're going back to school? Is the allowance Liam gives you not enough for shopping?
Actually, Petunia, Skye scored the highest marks in the university's history.
I looked up at him. Liam was defending me. Not out of love, but for his own pride.
Seraphina and Liam entered the dining area.
When are you divorcing her? That old hag, Beatrice, she hates me. But once Skye is gone, I can win her over.
Don't call my grandmother a hag. And stop talking about Skye. She's handling family business.
He left early. When he came home, I was in the study. He stood in the doorway, wanting to talk.
Skye.
Good night, Liam.
I walked past him. I didn't stop.
At breakfast, Arthur, Liam's uncle, burst in. He was waving a tabloid, accusing me of embezzling $20 million from the family trust to bribe the university.
Skye, you actually bribed the school?
Is this true? You stole money from the trust?
She bribed them! The transfer records are right here! The payee! Oracle Holdings.
Arthur, calm down. What are you talking about?
The headline. Look, Skye Kensington embezzles millions for university admission. The stock is tanking.
I picked up the paper, glanced at the headline. Fake news, obviously planted. I knew exactly who was behind it.
Arthur, do you even know how much 20 million is? The admission isn't for sale. And neither is my integrity.
I have bank statements. Look! Transfers to Oracle Holdings.
Oracle Holdings. He found the name. But he didn't know that I was Oracle. These are business transfers for the joint venture. Liam signed off on the initial investment. Did you tell them about the joint venture, darling? Everyone looked at Liam, waiting for his answer.
Yes. Legitimate business. A strategic land acquisition.
Arthur, did you hear that? Sit down. Stop acting like a hysterical woman.
Arthur threw the newspaper on the ground and stormed off angrily. That afternoon, I moved into a penthouse. Seraphina went to Liam.
She moved into a penthouse? You told me she was kicked out!
I thought she rented a student flat.
Who paid for the penthouse? Liam fell silent. He knew I was no longer the woman he could control. Advanced corporate finance class. I sat in the front row. I was exhausted. Old injuries from the kidnapping ached. But I couldn't leave. The room started tilting. Black spots appeared in my vision. My knees buckled.
Skye! Hey, stay with me!
He caught me before I hit the floor. Liam burst in.
Get your hands off her!
She fainted, man. Back off. She needs air. She needs her husband.
He ripped me from Ethan's arms. Put me down.
No. I'm taking you to the hospital.
He took me to the hospital.
Doctor, how is she?
Exhaustion, severe stress. But Mr. Kensington, there's more. She has significant bruising on her torso and wrists, consistent with blunt force trauma and restraints. The healing stages indicates it happened about a week ago.
She fell last week down the stairs. It was a bad fall.
He lied. The doctor looked at him skeptically.
but he knew better than to accuse a Kensington. I lay in bed in silence.
You're moving back to the manor. Today.
No. I have classes.
Fine. You stay at the penthouse. But I'm hiring a nutritionist and a driver. And you have dinner with me twice a week.
With Seraphina?
No, just us.
I paused. I needed him close to monitor his business moves. Deal. After the hospital, I went to find Ethan.
Skye, how are you feeling? You look better.
I didn't come here to catch up. I came to talk business.
Business? Tell me, how do you want to cooperate?
I took out the documents I had gotten from Liam. Take a look. You might find this interesting. I handed the documents to Ethan. How much money is flowing through those shell companies registered as your consulting firm?
How do you know that?
Liam threw these printouts in his wastebasket last week. He thought they were trash. I thought they were leverage. You need to update your firewalls, Ethan. Next time, I won't be there to clean up your mess.
Why are you helping me?
I need an ally who isn't afraid of Liam Kensington.
Deal.
After finalizing the deal with Ethan, I was about to leave. But as soon as I opened the door, several paparazzi immediately surrounded me.
Mrs. Kemptington, is the marriage over? Who's inside? Is it Ethan Vance?
Cameras pointed at me. Flashes went off like crazy.
Mrs. Kemptington, are you having an affair?
I didn't speak. I pushed through the paparazzi and got into the car. After I got home, Liam came to find me with the photos the paparazzi had taken.
Skye, look at what you've done. You're destroying the Kensington reputation. You have to come to the gala with me tomorrow and play the decent wife.
Liam, if you want me to play the decent wife, pay me $500,000.
What?
I want to see the money transferred to my personal account by tomorrow morning. The next morning, my account received the transfer, and he sent a pink dress, but I didn't wear it. I threw the dress in the trash and took a burgundy gown from my closet. I walked slowly down the stairs in the gown.
Skye, you should wear pink, not this bright red.
Red is for victors.
That's not the dress I sent.
The pink one had an accident. Shall we? We arrived at the gala. The flashes were blinding.
Don't say anything. Just look at the cameras.
Relax, darling. I was paid for this. I will play my part right. 1:00 a.m. The gala was over. We returned to the manor. Beatrice was sitting in the dining room.
Come here. I had the chef prepare a midnight snap.
I knew that smell. She clearly spiked the food with aphrodisiacs.
She had done this to me before. Back in the room, Liam was already delirious.
Skye, you look incredible.
He lunged at me.
Sarah.
He mistook me for Seraphina.
I reached into my purse. My fingers closed around the cold taser. Liam, I'm not your mistress. You've got the wrong woman. I pressed the taser against him. His body jerked, and he fell to the floor, unconscious.
After dawn, Felix, Alistair's man, found me.
My boss wanted me to give you this. The city council voted. That land is being rezoned.
I opened the envelope. The official decree. The land value just tripled. The land I bought was valued at $1.5 billion. The news spread quickly.
You little witch! You knew all along!
I didn't answer. I knew they wanted this land.
That money belongs to the family. You used trust fund money to buy it. This land should belong to the family.
You're wrong. I used my personal Israeli inheritance from my mother.
No matter where your money came from, this land should belong to us!
Sorry, I sold it this morning.
What? To whom?
Alistair Thorne. They immediately fell silent. They didn't have the courage to confront Alistair. I told Alistair about it. He laughed.
Let them fear. It's the smart thing to do.
I owe you one. But what I didn't expect was that Seraphina would take pictures of me meeting with Alistair. Seraphina called Liam. You have to come to the Four Seasons. It's Skye. She's with Alistair Thorne. They're all over each other. And she has papers. I think she's selling the manor.
20 minutes later, Liam stormed into the lobby.
Skye, so this is where you spend your time? Selling my family manor to a gangster?
Lower your voice, Liam. You're making a scene.
You're sitting here with him, and you tell me to lower my voice? You're coming with me. Now.
Let her go, Kensington.
Or what? You'll kill me?
Or I'll drown you myself. Before Liam could react, I threw the entire contents of the pitcher directly into his face. Sorry I got your clothes wet.
No problem.
Liam was eventually escorted out by security. Watching his back, I thought and remembered that the evidence of Kensington's money laundering was hidden in my jewelry box.